All right, today we're going to be talking about 8.09, finding the determinant of a 3 by 3. So 2 by 2, we've already learned how to do it. A lot more simplistic formula-wise. Kind of same process here, where we're going to start at the top left, take a couple of diagonals, then switch directions, start at the bottom left, go a couple of diagonals, and that's how we're going to set up our example, set up our formula to find the determinant. Okay? So, to find the determinant of 3 by 3 matrix, you're going to recopy the matrix and repeat the first two columns again at the end of the matrix, creating a 3 by 5. Then multiply and combine according to the pattern shown. Products found going the same direction will be added, and you'll subtract when you change directions. Sounds complicated, but it's not too bad. Just watch and follow the pattern. Okay, highlighters or colored pencils help a lot. So let's see here. Do I have... I was hoping I had a second highlighter. Okay, I do actually, sweet. So look what happens here, guys. So we have our 3 by 3, okay? And then now all we do is we rewrite the first two columns over again. So that's why you're saying ADG, BHS, right? So when we start this, we're going to start at the top left here. 1, 2, 3, right? We're going to add those all together. Okay, we're going to do AEI plus BFG plus CDH minus, because now look what happens here, we're changing directions. And so when we change directions, we need to put a minus sign in between, then we're going to put a parentheses around it because we're going to eventually distribute that minus sign through there. Okay, so I'm going to do two examples with you. So just watch this. So the first thing I want to do, okay, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rewrite the first two columns over again. So -3, 1, -1. Now guys, really be careful with this because if you miss signs, it's going to really mess it up for you. 2, -1, 4. Okay? And now I'm going to use a Sharpie to add our first. So we're going to start all the way in the top left. So our first diagonal right here is going to be, put a big parentheses around it. Actually, I like to do I'll do brackets. So our first diagonal there is we're multiplying, we're doing -3, -1, 0, plus my next diagonal here, 2, 2, -1, so 2, 2, -1, and then one more, 4, 1, 4. So we're going to go 4, 1, 4. Minus because we're about to change directions. Now when I change directions here, I'm going different colors. So now I'm going bottom left. So we're starting at this -1 down here. And there we go. So we've got that -1. I'll put a parentheses, big parentheses around this. I'm going to put a parentheses around this because it's going to remind us that we have to distribute that negative sign through to the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to get -1, -1, and 4, plus 4, 2, 3, and that's a -3. And then last but not least here, one last line here, we've got 0, 1, and 2. And there we go. So we just did the whole process there. So yeah, that was a little lengthy, but now it just gets really easy after that. So let's go ahead, we're going to add everything together here. So we're going to get 0 plus 2 times 2 minus 1, so that's, it's going to be a -4. 4 times 1 times 4, that's going to be plus 16. Minus, all in parentheses here, we're going to get, what, -1 times -1, it's a +1 times 4, so 4 plus 4 times 2 times a -3, that's 8 times -3, so it's going to be 4 minus 24. And then 0 times 1 times 2 is just going to give you 0. So then let's go ahead and let's simplify everything here. So now we're just going to bracket. We're going to have, looks like 12 minus, in parentheses here, 4 minus 24. That's going to give you a negative 20. Two negatives give you a plus. So then what is 12 plus 20? So the determinant dt of C, and our notation of dt of C, equals 12 plus 20, which is 32. Okay, so not bad. All right, so let's look at B here. We're going to add it. We're going to go 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, negative 1. And we're always writing the first two columns over again. And we're going to start at the top left here. So 3, 2, 3. So again, I'm going to bracket 3, 2, 3. I'm going to go 1, 1, negative 1, 2. One last top left to bottom right here. 2, 1, negative 1. Okay, we're about to change directions. We got that minus sign. I'm going to do a big parentheses here because that helps us to remember that we have to distribute that minus sign to the second direction when we change directions here. So we're going to go 2, 2, and 2 here. Plus negative 1, 3. And then 3, 1, 1. All right, and there you go. So there's our process. Now we just need to go ahead and let's simplify here. So that's going to give me this. I'm going to get 3 times 3 times 2, that's 9 times 2, that's 18. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times the negative 1, that's a negative 2. 2 times 1 is 2 times the negative 1, that's a negative 2. Minus, parentheses from this side here, 2 times 2 times 2, that's 4 times 2, which is 8. Negative 1 times negative 1 times 3, that's going to be 1 times 3, which is 3. And then 3 times 1 is also 3. All right, so now that's going to give us this in brackets here. What's 18 minus 4? That's going to be 14 minus, in parentheses there, 6 plus 8, 14. And so 14 minus 14, so then the determinant of B is just equal to 0. And there you go. So there's our answers. So that there, not a super long video today, is how you find determinant of a 3 by 3, which is going to be really important going forward as we do solving a 3-equation system tomorrow. All right. Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you then. Peace.